Hello everyone, Minute Plus Meditation here, Wednesday, November the 24th, from the book of Daniel. So this is the episode with King Belshazzar, who is the son of Nebuchadnezzar. He has sacred vessels from the temple in Jerusalem and the treasuries of his father. He has them brought up and they drink wine out of them. Basically what they did what we would call, he committed sacrilege against holy objects. So this hand appears out of nowhere and writes words on the wall. So have you ever heard the expression, the writings on the wall? This is where it comes from, the book of Daniel. And we all sort of intuit what it means, right? It's like, this is fixed for you. It's not going to change. The writing's on the wall, like it's done. You're whatever. And it's usually the connotation is it's not a good thing, right? So Daniel basically nobody can read the writing. Daniel is called in, and he does read the writing. Now again, what's really important is King Belshazzar offers him all these gifts, and Daniel, once again, he says, he always shows him respect. He has to, basically, to keep himself alive, but he also acknowledges that he is the king. He can do great good or great harm. You can keep your trinkets, keep your toys. I'm not interested in them, but I will faithfully carry out what you ask me to do. And he reads the writing on the wall. And basically, King Belshazzar, his time is up because of what he's done. He's basically crossed the line with God. And in his case, his kingdom is coming to an end. That night, very night, he was murdered. He was killed by the Medes and the Persians, and then King Darius takes over. So I think that's what's really important here, is that we see Daniel persevering in his fidelity to God. He's acting as a good conduit of God's message, and it should have been something good for the king, but in this case it was a warning it was a message that your time is up. Obviously this is probably preceded by a lot of bad things Belshazzar did. It wasn't just a one-time thing, because he knew about these vessels. If you read the whole section of Daniel, he wasn't oblivious to this. It's not like, well, I really honestly didn't know. I'll correct my behavior. No, this guy is irreverent. He is disrespectful. And it's intentional, in effect. He doesn't care. Well, God's going to show him, I do care, and you're in big doo-doo. You're in big trouble. So we don't know what happened to Belshazzar's immortal soul, but hopefully he repented before he died and corrected his behavior. So that's Daniel, a reflection on Daniel, how important it is for us to respect holy things, even if we don't believe in that. Other people do, to respect that, holy places of worship, places of prayer. And even, I would go so far as to say even our own body. We should respect our own body, because it is supposed to be a temple of the Holy Spirit, a temple of God. It's destined for somewhere in the next life. We should take care of ourselves and respect others as well. Could lead to a whole reflection on respecting others, respecting men respecting women, women respecting men. The whole sex trade thing is just a blasphemous, diabolical thing. It's a horrible, dealing with the sacredness of the human person and so on. So, this is where our reflections can go. Hopefully, lead to resolutions to always uphold and respect the dignity of the other person and holy things. In the gospel. So again, we're dealing with the end times. Before all the tribulations occur, the authorities will arrest you and persecute you. They will hand you over to synagogues and prisons, and you will be brought before kings and governors because of my name. And then at the end, Jesus says, by your endurance, you will gain your lives. So again, here we have bad things are going to happen. This actually occurred in the time of the apostles. After Jesus ascended into heaven, 40 years later, Jerusalem was razed to the ground. It was an awful, awful situation. So much evil going on. Totally unnecessary. And it's been repeated down through the centuries, where people have turned on one another. In the communist revolution, parents were turning in children, children were turning in parents. Evil sets us against each other. It divides us, it conquers us, leads us to hate each other, whereas Jesus always seeks to unify us, calls us to love each other, lay down our lives and sacrifice ourselves for each other. So again, by your endurance, you will win your lives. If we're caught up in a wave of evil, and bad things will happen to good people, so in a way, we shouldn't be completely or totally caught off guard. We need to prepare for these things. This is only possible, I would submit, if we are, here comes that word again, mortifying ourselves. If we're disciplining ourselves, sacrificing our desires for a soft life, a comfortable existence. And, I'm not saying, be extremely austere or, hurt your body with deprivations and so on, but be sharp, right? Life is a constant, continuous contest until we're dead. So it's really important that we keep our spiritual vision clear, sharp, so that we detect these things happening around us and we're able to make the right decisions, not sort of being pulled into things against our will or because we're too soft and we don't have the resilience necessary to resist when it's important to resist. God bless you.